Hello everyone. Today we will study the impact of British rule in India. In this chapter, we will cover the topic administrative and judicial system, civil services, judicial system, police system, military system. Afterwards, in land tax policies, we will see that permanent zamindari system, mahalwari system, rayatwari system. And after that, modern education. In this, we will see the contribution of Lord Macaulay, Woods Commission 1854. Lastly, we will deal with the laws during British rule. In that, Regulating Act, Quit India Acts and Charter laws. Now start with the chapter. The British East India Company fulfilled its commercial needs in the beginning as a trade company. On observing the fractured political landscape of India, wherein hundreds of ruling dynasties were competing with each other. Here, landscape means a portion of land. The British thought of exploiting the situation to further their political consolidation. They implemented divide and rule policy among the Indian rulers and slowly dominated all the rulers and subjected them. Here, subjected means to forcefully impose. In order to achieve complete domination in India, they employed war and negotiation method cleverly. After getting India under control by employing various clever means, the British thought of strengthening their hold over India permanently. Then, India was devoid of one nation concept and was scattered into various kingdoms. Here, scattered means randomly distributed. It is called as scattered. The British integrated the whole of India under one administrative and political structure. Education, judiciary, land taxes, trade and agriculture, and other various areas of activities were regulated under various laws and administrative system. This brought a new structure to India. While implementing all these measures, they never forget to protect their financial interests. The British East India Company implemented various administrative experiments in order to achieve a new order in India. Now first we will see the administrative and judicial system. In the administrative system also, we have to deal with the 4 points: civil services, judicial system, police system and military system. First we will deal with the civil service. Here first we have to understand what is the meaning of administration. Here administration means to manage or to supervise. In that, the civil service. Here civil service means a body of the civilians or the citizens, employees of any level of government, and they are not there is no interference of the political institution in their appointment and removal. This is called as civil service. This civil service was introduced by Lord Cornwallis. The system of appointing employees for the purpose of trade was done by East India Company from the beginning. The company also provided permission for private workers to trade. By using these opportunities, employers made money become corrupt through illegal means. So, to control this, in 1773, the Government of England implemented Regulating Act in India. The main aim of Regulating Act was, as the name suggests, to enforce control. In 1800, Lord Cornwallis opened Fort William College in Calcutta for the benefit of the people aspiring to join civil services. But this initiation did not find support from the directors of the East India Company. As a result, all the appointments till 1853 were done by the directors. From onwards, 1853, the appointments of the civil services were done through competitive exams. This does not benefit Indians much. The British continued to suspect the efficiency of the Indians. Lord Cornwallis once said that all the natives of Hindustan are completely corrupt. As a result, only low-grade jobs were given to Indians. Here, civil services is over. Now next it is the judicial system. A new judicial system started finding roots when the British rule began taking over from the Mughal rule. After the Battle of Buxar, the Mughal Emperor Shah Alam handed over the Diwani rights. Here, Diwani rights, the authority to collect land taxes, to the British. With this, dual administration came into effect in Bengal region. This is called as dual governance. Under this, the authority to collect land taxes, civil and judiciary were given to the Indian officials, whereas the British retained the authority to managing the revenue collection. Later on, the British thought of the bringing more centralized judicial system in India. With the implementation of this system, the British overtook the authority of the Mughal and established their supremacy in India. This was attended by implementing new judicial system in India according to the administrative plan devised by Warren Hastings, who took over the administration as a governor in 1772. Two types of courts were needed to be established in each district: a Diwani Adalat as a civil court and a Fauzdari Adalat as a criminal court. In these civil courts, Hindus were dispensed as per Hindu scripts and the Muslims as per Shariat. Slowly, the British legal procedures were introduced in the criminal courts. Civil courts came under the administration of European officers. Though the criminal courts were under the control of Qazis, they were functioning under the supervision of European officers. Now, we will see the police system. The police are in charge of maintaining the internal order and law situation. Lord Cornwallis implemented the efficient police system in India for the first time. He created the new post of Superintendent of Police, SP. He divided a district into many stations and put every station under a kotwal. Similarly, he put every village under the care of Chowkidar. Kotwal was made accountable for thefts, crimes and other law violations at village level. The system of appointing British magistrate started in 1781. Here, magistrate means a judicial officer who enforces the law both in the civil and the criminal cases. It is called as magistrate. The police officers were under the power of magistrates. The police system underwent continuous changes. In 1861, the police law was implemented. This law is the base of good law and order administration, but Indians were not appointed for the post of officers. In 1902, the Police Commission Law allowed the appointment of suitable educational qualification for the post of police officers. In spite of all these measures, the discrimination against the Indians did not end. Here, the last point of administrative system is military system. The military was the base of the administration during the British rule. The British appointed the Indians for the military and took the entire India under their control with the help of military. They protected their supremacy by addressing the challenge posed by outside as well as inside forces with the help of the military. The officers were again the British. The Indian could reach the rank of Subedar, the highest post available to them. Most of the Indians were coolie soldiers. The British government accepted the recommendation of Peel in 1857. Based on these recommendations, the military system was redesigned. Here, we have completed the administrative system. In our next video, we will deal with the land tax policies. If you are having any doubt regarding this, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you.